So because some of your video was laggy, I am going to recreate our experiment we did today. We are looking for a chemical reaction, and some of the things that help us know if there is a chemical reaction is if there is a change of property. So some of the changes of property, it can make bubbles. That means it's producing a gas. It can have a change of color. It can have a change of temperature. So it can go up or it can go down. If it goes up, the temperature goes up of our solution, then we're making an exothermic reaction happening. That means that the heat is being created and going out into outside of the substance. If it's an endothermic reaction, it gets colder, it's pulling the heat in. Okay, and so for my experiment, I have a few things. I have a plastic beaker, I have some just regular dish soap, I have some food coloring, I have a little measuring cup, I have some yeast, this is just regular baking yeast, and I have some warm water, and I have just regular hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so I'm gonna start by putting 120 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide in my measuring cup. And as I told people all day, it'll go faster if you undo the lid. So I will follow my own advice. All right, so there's my 120 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. That's just the stuff you can get like at Albertsons, very, very basic. Then I'm gonna put 1 or 2 drops of food coloring in here so we can see what we're gonna make. Now, this is causing a color change, but it's not causing a chemical change. Okay, so a chemical change happens when I change the molecules in the substance itself. I transform them from that atomic structure into a different one. I didn't do that for this one. I just added a dye. So my hydrogen peroxide molecules are still all the same. So if you're looking for a chemical change with proving it with a color change, you have to make sure that that's what caused it. All right, so now I'm going to add the soap, and it's just regular dish soap from my house. I got about a tablespoon of that, and I'm gonna mix it in. Okay, now I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna take 60 milliliters of my warm water, and I'm going to put my yeast in it. Now, yeast is a microscopic life form. It kind of hits several different things. It's a kind of a plant, kind of an animal. It does its own thing. When it is dry, it is in a form that's like kind of like little granules. Okay, like this. No big deal. Kind of looks like funky looking sand. And it's dormant. It's not active. When I mix it with a liquid and it gives it a little thermal energy, so that's why the water's warm, it's going to wake up the yeast, and yeast produces a gas. Okay, now this is why we use it. I was telling the other kids this earlier. This is why we use yeast when we bake breads and things that we want to be light and rise. Okay, because all the bubbles that we see in a slice of bread, those are actually caused by the bubbles that are coming from this yeast, the gas that's coming from this yeast. So we're gonna give it about 30-40 seconds, and I'll come around here. And you can see it's all lovely and sludgy. It is got some bubbles, but it's pretty much dissolved into it. And we're gonna watch these bubbles come up. Okay, now, one reason why I am doing this all on my lid is because this is going to make a mess. Now you can do this experiment at home with parent permission. This is pretty easy. Most of the stuff you might even have at your house, and but you need to make sure that you do it in a responsible way so it stays clean. Either do it outside or do it in something like a tote that will contain it. All right, so we've got a few more bubbles. Now we're gonna add this to our hydrogen peroxide and soap solution. and I'm not gonna stir it this time. Now look what's happening. It is definitely making a foam. It's making bubbles. This is elephant toothpaste, okay? And if I touch the inside of the foam, it is pretty warm. It's warmer than the water I use to bloom the yeast, okay? This is because it has made an exothermic reaction, okay? It's produced heat. Now, if you notice on the bottom, there's not a layer of liquid on the bottom. It has transformed all of this to foam. Eventually, the foam will pop, okay, and go back, and it's going to go back into a liquid state. Bubbles like this are pretty much a liquid because it's the liquid that holds the gas that was made. So I have definitely got some property changes, okay? I have a lot of gas that was produced, so there's my new, there's a new product. I also have heat. I don't have light, but I have heat. It's produced heat, it transferred some of that energy into heat. So there you go. Now you have everything you need to do your CER and your page. So I'll get this posted for you guys. Thank you.